Thank you guys for coming. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now that you've learned how to move your feet, let's learn how to protect our face. In this lesson, we're going to go over our basic blocks. With blocks, you need to keep in mind a few things. Where your attacker is, what kind of attack they're throwing, if that attack is coming the inside or outside part of your body. Now, if you've ever seen Karate Kid, you see the traditional way of blocking. We have our wax off and our wax on. The wax off is basically our outside block, and wax on is basically an inside block. Outside protecting the outer part of our body, inside protecting the inner part of our body. However, as we advance, we want to avoid these big arm movements for a few reasons. One, obviously, I'm signaling what I'm going to be doing. It's going to be pretty obvious that I'm going for a block. And two, we're getting our arms further and further away from our body, which means that we're not able to efficiently protect ourselves. So now, when we do our blocks, we want to keep them in pretty tight. Our high region is generally going to be our shoulders up. Middle region is going to be our torso. And low region is going to be our legs. So high block is going to protect up high, low block low, and our middle block will be in the middle region of our body. Our first block is going to be our high block. For this, I want you to picture someone directly in front of you, and maybe they've got a stick or something like that, and they're swinging it down towards your head and neck area. So for this, I'm just going to step forward with one foot, and whatever foot is forward, that hand is going to come up, and it's going to be high and angled downward, so not like this. If there were, for instance, a bat or something like that, it would just come right over my hand and plunk me in the head. So I'm going to position my forearm so it's slanted down at about a 45-degree angle. This way, hopefully, if an object were to hit it, instead of boinking right in my head, it would kind of be deflected to an angle. My backhand is going to come up and protect my face. Now notice it's not covering my face so I can't see anything, but it's here just to protect it from any punches or anything like that I might happen to miss. My palm is going to be facing outward toward my attacker and towards the weapon. This is going to make my forearm, the padded part of my forearm, face my attacker as well. So this way, if there is a bludgeoning device, it's going to hit the meaty part of my forearm instead of the bony part of my forearm. And that's going to hopefully reduce the risk of me breaking my arm. Now, if they happen to have a bladed device, this is actually more ideal because we have a lot of nice veins here that we don't want to get sliced. But for now, we're just going to use the meaty part of our arm, and our backhand is going to be able to protect our face. So again, the movement looks like this. And once I'm in this final position, my arm is going to be pretty firm. So loose, 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 firm once it's up, and then loose again. Let's wrap our high block out a few times, and let's alternate our left and our right. So we start out with our left, 1, 2 is back to neutral, 3 out with our right, 4 is back to neutral. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next block we're going to learn is our outside middle block. We're going to do this with a couple of directions. So first, side to side, and then we're going to do it with our slide back 45. For the outside middle block, I'm imagining somebody punching directly at my nose. I'm going to step offline. My hand's going to come up, tense up once we meet the arm, and relax again. Other side comes up, tenses, and relaxes. So this is the tension, relax. Let's rep this out a couple times, merging all the movements together. So it'll look like this. 1 to the left, 2, back to neutral, 3 to the right, 4, back to neutral, and then slide back 45. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then back to our side to side. So starting with side to side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next block we're going to learn is our inside touch block. So again, this is protecting something coming at the inside portion of my body. We're just going to use our side to side motion to get used to this. So again, a strike is coming at me, and I step out of the way, and I protect the inside portion of my body. If I use this backhand, it would become the outside. See the difference? Protecting the inside portion of my body, protecting the outside. Let's practice this a few times, moving side to side. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For our low outside block, I'm going to do my slide back 45 motion and throw my hand down, palm facing out to protect my outside thigh. And then bring it back, the other side, boom, bring it back. Now, if an attack were coming to my lower thigh, typically I would let it hit me. My thigh is going to be a lot stronger than my hand. And when you put your hand down here, we really increase the risk of hyperextending our elbow or even taking a kick to the elbow, which is not great. But there are a couple reasons that we would want to reach down to protect ourselves with our hand from an attack coming from below. For instance, if your leg is in a really compromised position where a strike to the leg will cause you to blow out your knee, you might want to have your hand there to divert the kick from busting your knee out. Another thing that we can think about is if that kick is coming, we can actually divert the leg. So we can drag it and follow up with some pretty nasty strikes and kicks from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our next block is going to be our low inside block. So this is protecting the inside portion of my lower body. So for this, we're going to do our back pivot motion and throw our low inside block to catch or protect the leg. So with this low inside block, I want to think about, instead of taking a hit with my hand, either striking whatever's coming at us, which is typically a kick, with my palm or a fist, or using this to scoop a leg, for instance, that would be attacking. Now notice for all of these, but specifically with my lower body, I'm not just throwing the block down and leaving my hand there. I throw the block and my hand comes back up. I throw the block, my hand comes back up. Leaving the hand there leaves your face and the rest of your body open for attacks. Let's rep our low inside block. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last set. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last block we're going to learn is our 45-degree block, which is more commonly called a cover block. And this is a great block for if you're having some difficulty reading where your partner's strikes are coming. It's a really fast way to block not only your head, but your torso for attacks coming at you very quickly when you're not really able to predict where they're going to go. For this block, we're going to brush our hair back and find the ball of our head with our palm. And our elbow is going to attach to our face. So now my temple is protected by my forearm, and my jawline should be protected by my shoulder and by the rest of my arm. I can protect myself from attacks coming up high just by leaving it at my head level, or if the attack is coming low, I can kind of approach my body and drive my elbow into the lower attack. We can keep our hand on both sides of our head, or we can vary it back and forth so that we have one hand up ready to fire, one hand protecting our body. Let's practice our 45-degree block. We're going to picture our attacker in front of us, strike coming at our face, and we're going to use the first part of our inside pivot motion. So we're actually coming in towards the attacker. Our block is up, and our back hand is up to protect our face. And we return back to neutral. On the other side, block comes up, back hand is still up, and return to neutral. It's up, neutral. Alright, so let's rep this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, last one, 3, 4. In the next lesson, we're going to learn how to apply our blocks to our body movement drill.